pardon me. Hello Blade, and hello Delta. It's Flygon time. Oh, the volume's kind of loud, sorry, let me turn that down. I have a desert video game music soundtrack playing right now, because I thought that would be very fitting, but the volume really ranges between desert songs. Some of them are really chill, and some of them are really not chill, so let me know if it's blasting your eardrums out at any point. Hi, Mecca! Yes, it is Flygon time gone. I'm very excited for this. I've had it on my to-do list for like ages to make a new Flygon painting because it's been a really long time, actually, since I've painted this dude. I made a button of him back in like, I don't know, 2013 or 14, and I made a watercolor of him back in probably 2018 or 19, and it's just a really good Pokemon. It's a fan favorite, it's got a great color palette, great design. I really love Flygon, so here we are. Just gonna make sure I've got his leg looking all good. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Flygon Friday. Yes, it's Fly Day. Hello, Ralph P. Or Raff LP. Raffle P. I can finally catch your stream. The comics are great, by the way. Thank you so much. Welcome to the chat. I'm glad you were able to make it. I wonder if I've ever featured Flygon in a VAP comic. I think maybe once? I think I made a VAP comic back when I was in college because there was this persimmon tree on campus right outside the cafeteria, and the persimmons, usually if they just fell to the ground and you tried to get one off the ground, they would either get chewed by squirrels or they would go bad really quickly. And so I figured out that as long as you paid attention and avoided campus security, you could just get a big stick and knock the persimmons out of the tree. And I'm pretty sure I made a VAP comic about Flygon, I guess catching VAP, for lack of a better word, whacking the persimmons out of the tree. You know, honestly, the only thing I think I don't like about Flygon is it has like little twig arms. They give him such tiny little skinny arms. I guess it's not in every official art, but in a lot of official art, his arms are very, very slender, almost bug-like. So I made them a little beefier in my drawing just because I prefer it. Hi, Stumbles. Can Flygon a Mega? Maybe they will in Legends. What's it called? Zygarde? Yeah. Second Ralph P today. I'm sorry. I'm old. I misread it. Is it pronounced Raff LP? Or is it Raffle P? Like all one word. Hi Echo, how are you? Hello Straight Fox, how are you? I thank you so much. A lot of comics fans in here lately. I'm happy to hear it. Okay, so I think we are ready to begin. Raph LP was correct. I've purchased your stuff at TwitchCon last 2 years in a row. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'm sure I would. Oh, the giant shiny Espeon lover. Yes, I do remember you because there aren't that many shiny Espeon lovers. That's awesome. Glad to hear it. 2 words indeed. Okay, got it. Wow, you even have shiny Espeon emotes. Did you happen to catch the Game Awards last night? I did not watch it, but I kind of caught up on it. I was playing Baldur's Gate last night, and forgot that the Game Awards was on. I saw that they're making an Elden Ring sequel multiplayer roguelite thing. So that's crazy, very exciting. And then I saw they're making an Okami sequel, the Squeakquel, if you will. But what else did you see that you were interested in? I don't think I heard about much else. Those were the 2 main ones I heard about. Okay, let us begin. I'm going to start with the eyes. Flygon's little eye goggles are pretty much the most iconic part of its looks. So I'm going to use my eraser to lighten up the line art here so it doesn't muddy the paint. And then Flygon also has red on its wings and tail and stuff, but I'm just gonna get around to that later. I want the eyes to be more striking than everything else. I should probably refill my palette, actually. I'm really low on magenta, and I'm gonna need a good amount of magenta for this painting. There we go. Okay. Got my favorite brush. Flygon's eyes and body markings are almost like a cherry or candy red. They're like super, super bright. I think I'm gonna lean a little towards the red color instead of pink, because there's going to be some kind of pink in the background, so let us begin. And I'm going to leave a white section right there to show the reflection. And then we should be able to also just see part of the eye cover sticking out from the other side. Not a whole lot of it, just a little sliver like that. Okay. Start with that, give that a moment to settle, and I'll catch up on the chat here. Do you happen to catch... Oh, I already read that. I see, I stand out. That Mewtwo emote's really good. Hello, Doom958, welcome to the chat. Blade says, Shadow Labyrinth has my attention. It's by Namco, and it's a Metroidvania where you have a Pac-Man as an ally, and he brutally devours enemies. Dark Pac-Man. That's wild. Dusky, redeemed hydrate. A sip, we haven't even started yet. Thank you, thank you. I will take a sip. I've just got water today. It's so good. I had such a crazy headache last night. I've been like pounding water today to avoid getting a headache again. I don't think it was from dehydration, but like it always feels like a safe bet, you know? Boulder says, Katie, please stop sharing your cold with me. Oh no, you got sick. I'm sorry. Calamari Desert. Oh yeah, it is Calamari Desert. Huh, wow, good ears. Raffle says, thank you, I paid my artist a lot for my emotes, so I hope they're great. They are great. Who animated that? It's really good. Meanwhile, I've slept awfully for 2 nights in a row. Dang, that's the worst. Hoping to see more Doom Medieval news at the Game Awards. Was there anything else that was, announced that I missed? You know what, I'll do the red of the tail now, since that's pretty far away on the canvas from the red of the face. In Baldur's Gate last night, I was playing with Clay, and I had a real Aaron Hansen moment, a real like check this out moment. I was really far away from his character on the map, and his character has a beard, and the bad guy we were fighting also had a beard, and I used Magic Missile, and I used like all 6 charges of Magic Missile, thinking that the person I was targeting was the bad guy. And I was like, alright, check this out. And then hit Clay's character with all 6 charges of Magic Missile. And the worst part was, he was far enough away that like the animation, the time that it took for the animation to cross the map was enough time for me to go, wait, that's not you, before all 6 charges blasted into him. It was not my finest moment of Baldur's Gate gameplay, I have to say. I've had finer moments. It didn't kill him, but it made the fight pretty hard after that. Oh man. Baldur's Gate is a game that really, you want to pay attention to everything you do. You don't want to get too relaxed in Baldur's Gate. Because that game is, it won't warn you about friendly fire. It'll just let you do it. Okay, so there's that part of the tail, and then the last little diamond comes off like this. Flygon has always been difficult for me to draw because it's such an interesting blend of really round, smooth, like cartoony shapes and then really geometric shapes. It's challenging. I really have to like focus when I'm working on like the tail and the wings and stuff. Okay, let me catch up here. Raffle says if you click the emotes nowadays, if they're linked, you can see the artist. Oh, really? Wow, I don't know anything about Twitch. In my case, the artist is my friend Mike, or Mikey Maru on Twitch. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. You can just see it right there. That's so cool. I'm learning. Wow. Let me catch up here. Whoops, I closed my references. There we go. Delta says, different reasons each night. Hopefully sleep well tonight, especially since the local furry group is our annual holiday party tomorrow night. I need to be awake for that, since I'm one of the people running it due to the whole being an admin thing. Well, if you've had 2 nights of bad sleep, chances are high that tonight you're gonna be exhausted enough that you're just gonna pass out. That's my vision anyways. Becca says, we stand paying artists lots of money in this soggy house. Amen, yes we do. Clicking the email will show the link to their Twitch if available. That's so cool. I need to set that up for mine then, because I don't think I have. You're saying you're going through a rough patch in your relationship right now? Well, if I had killed his character maybe, but I didn't, which is I currently had a job or paycheck to afford stuff. You're only a couple weeks away, Delta. See, you learn something new every day, says Raphael. Flygon is my second favorite Pokemon, Swampert being #1, in case it wasn't obvious. It's so obvious. Everyone can tell. Flygon's great, though. I love Flygon. Okay, so there's the eyes and the tail. What will I do next? I could do the dark green parts of its body next. And leave the pale green for last. 3 weeks, and probably another couple more after that until a paycheck. Yeah, that makes sense. You just tell people who use emotes you've made for them to ask to credit them. They'll get a notification. Oh, I do think I remember this now. I remember Twitch giving me, like, information about it. I just completely did not follow through and do what they told me to do. Oops. Well, this is a good reminder. Okay, so Flygon has little diamond-shaped green spots on the top of each of its thighs. It has little green toesy-woesies. Its antenna things are also green. And it has green stripes on its tail, so many places. And it's like a foresty green. Oh yeah, my camera, that's a good point. My camera doesn't know what the color green is, and it never will. So if what I'm doing does not look green, that's why. Oh, I guess I can move the chat back over. There we go. Hi Toby, how are you? Now the real question is, where the heck did my alert box go? Oh, I see. Okay, I'll put that up in the upper left corner. There we are. Green, never heard of it. You did for some at least. Steal a Flygon? Flygon D's nuts! This is credited to Boulder. Oh, okay, I did do this. Toesy Woes, that's credited to Mecca. Have a happy evening, everybody. You like Flygon, don't you, Squidward? As usual, mobile is dumb, though. Make sure to move the alert box back as well. It won't show. I'm doing great, says Toby. Hey, you're doing great? Why are you doing so great? If I may ask. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do the dark green. I'm ready. It's time. There's no time like the present. Just going to make sure there aren't any dark lines right there. Nope, looking good. Okay, so let's mix up this green. Hello, Sylvie John. How are you? Have I seen the game news? Says Echo. I've seen some of it. I heard about Elden Ring's new game. I heard about Okami. But yeah, not a whole bunch of it. I haven't sat down and watched the Game Awards. Okay, we're gonna mix up like a sort of like an intense green. I'm gonna add a little bit of like a turquoise to it to give it some oomph, if you will. Yeah, Yeah, it's a nice green. Okay, it's not gonna look green to you guys, but I swear this is green. You just have to believe me. You don't have a choice. This is like a foresty green that has kind of a zesty turquoise kick to it. It looks very nice IRL. Okay, so something important about Flygon's design is that its like green markings on its thighs are not just markings, they're like indented into the leg. So the light green part is going to be like wrapped around and kind of at a higher level for some reason. I don't really know why it is like that, but that's how they did it, so that's how I must do it. Okay, and then Flygon's Toesy Woesies are green, and they're sort of like slippers. That's funny. This looks like Christmas colors right now because I haven't done any of the background yet. Just green and red. Alright, here's his other foot. And then pretty soon I can do the head. I just want to make sure that the eyes are completely dry before I mess with that. Okay, let me catch up on the chat here. Hi Fish, how are you? Toby says this is my last full week of work for the month. Oh heck yeah, you're on Christmas break now? Fish is here. I love that long slowpoke. Can it be made longer? I have a bunch of PTO I forgot to use earlier in the year. Turns out we gotta use it before the calendar year ends. Well heck yeah, enjoy your time off. Just ate some sushi. What type of sushi did you have? That sounds really good. Iko says Okami sequel, Onimusha, and onion ring. Onion ring! Luckily my boss was cool with me being off essentially from December 18th to January 1st. Peak music, by the way. I love Galaxy so much. Thank you! I just grabbed a Nintendo Desert Music playlist since I'm painting Flygon. Toby says I'm not off for the 24th, that's because I want to check in on some projects I have. Breakfast time, so good luck, says Echo. Thank you, Echo! I love Flygon, says Mecca. Holiday Flygon. Where's Mega Flygon? Derpy Duat, thank you so much for subscribing. I like your username. Oh, it just rolls off the tongue. Derpy Duat. Okay. Lighten up a little bit of the edges of this. The paint is drying a little slower than usual today. I think it's because the humidity is very high outside. That can happen sometimes. The drier it is outside, the faster the paint dries, so just kind of have to account for it. New game from Overcooked Devs, a new IP from Naughty Dog, and for some reason a Last of Us 2 remaster. Oh, interesting. I haven't played Overcooked in a while, but I have fond memories of screaming at my friends while playing it. Really a game that just tears families and loved ones apart. Alright, here's his long antenna thingy. And it comes down like behind the eye a little bit. The Naughty Dog one is weird in its product placement. Huh. That's very interesting. What type of game is it? That's the company that does The Last of Us, right? Yeah, it is. I have a couple friends who work at Rockstar because Rockstar has a, what's the word? They have an office or a studio in San Diego. And I often mix up those two, even though they're very different companies. Little stripe of green. It's gonna like come down around the edge of his schnoz and go right up to the edge there. Nice. There we go. And then I want this antenna to come like up and then... Nah, actually, you know what? I think that's just gonna be completely out of the shot. I'll leave it alone. I don't want it to go anywhere. Nice. We got some Tears of the Kingdom music. Just some. It had a bunch in it. What products did they place, dare I ask? Toby says, I experienced the Game Awards as they were meant to be experienced. A Discord call with my friend from Australia, unable to watch it on my end because him trying to stream it was wrecking my audio quality. I know that Statler and Waldorf are there. True, that's about all I know. Wow, you know so much. I don't know why my desk is jiggling around so much right now. What is... Oh, I know what's causing it. There we go. Sorry, I fixed it. My camera is on a camera arm and it was resting against my desk light, and the light jiggles around quite a bit because it's on like a little spring, and so the light was shaking and it was causing the camera to shake. Sorry if that was making anyone feel sick. I fixed it. One of the big things on social media during TGA, Todd Howard's height. Naughty Dog, the developers of The Last of Us Part 1 remastered for PS5, The Last of Us Part 2 for the PS5, and The Last of Us Part 2 remastered for the PS5. Yeah, that's the ones. You seem out of it, by the way. I am just very tired. I understand. It's Friday. Big might not be the best word. He's slightly shorter than I am. How tall are you again, Delta? I don't remember. I didn't really register that when we met somehow. You're not like super tall, right? I think I remember that. Toby says, I know the guy who runs the Game Awards wants to kiss Hideo Kojima on the lips, at least according to my Australian friend. Delta says, I'm 5'7", and Todd Howard is 5'6". Wow, really? I'm 5'6". Wow. One day I could look Todd Howard right in the eyes. Okay, so Flygon has tail segments that are dark green, and according to official art, there's 4 of them. It starts off pale green, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm doing 5 because I made his tail really long in this drawing, because I just like when Pokemon have really long tails. So don't tell Mr. Game Freak that I did that. I just really want it to have a long tail, because I think it looks cool. Okay, let's start doing the green segments on the tail. And there's that Catly game. I'm a mouse, my height is anywhere between 2 inches and 2'8". Is that a Warrior Cats OC game? No, it's a scam. Nothing new from Nintendo at the Game Awards. I fell asleep after the pre-show. Yet it was shilled at the Game Awards. Is AI slop coming to Switch and Apple Watch? What do you mean it's coming to Apple Watch? What? That's crazy. Well, what a world we live in, huh? Just anything can happen, apparently. Okay, so we're gonna start with the smallest tail segment and work our way backward. There it is, looking good. And then its tail's very interesting. The far end of each segment has a rounded edge, but the leading part is like a sharply diamondy edge. I never noticed that before getting ready to do this piece today, but I was looking really hard at official art, and yeah, it's got alternating tail patterns. Very interesting. It's more of its design that kind of is that mix of organic and geometric. What a great Pokemon design. Do we know who did this one? I know it's kind of rare to know who at the studio did what, but there are some Pokemon where we know a specific designer was responsible. Flygon is just a fire design. They really did a good job. Great color palette, interesting markings, cool concept. Flygon really can have it all. Alrighty, almost to the last segment here. Just gonna come down like this. Sorry, I'm still sniffling. I thought I had kicked that cold, but now the sniffles are back. I feel fine, just sniffly. Okay. There we go. That's all the dark green markings on its body. And now I will catch up on the chat. Delta says Nintendo doesn't normally do stuff like the Game Awards for announcements. The biggest thing they've ever announced, I think, was Joker being in Smash Ultimate. And Steam. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered for the Apple Watch wins is Laggy Doge. Wow, Callie does look very AI oh my god. This is shamefully AI generated. Hyper-realism. Yeah, okay, if that's what you want to call it. What does an AI generated video game even mean? Like, is it still? Says Toby. It's the dev's first project too, appears to be a scam in every way. Graphics are too much for Switch anyways. Skyrim for Apple Watch when? It's like if Paddleful Boyfriend was evil. It was me. I designed Flygon, says Toby. Flygon is a ground dragon design. Joke. There's some shilling for Ninja and Pokimane from the devs on Twitter. Flygon's pretty fly. I'm begging them to cover the game. Can Flygon have a Mega Evolution? I hope. Give another Mega to Rayquaza. Good news. My door is proper doorknob on it so Daisy cannot escape and menace the other cat. She's such a monster. I love her. What a little stinker. Just nothing but trouble. Okay. So that's the basic markings down. The entire rest of its body is... Oh wait, no, the wings. The wings have red. I forgot. I gotta do the outline of red on the wings, and then everything else on its body will just be that basic pale green color. Or like mint green, I guess you could call it. Okay, there we go. Grab my brushy, grab my red. I'd like to finish this painting today. We'll see if that actually happens. That might just be delusion speaking. Okay, so Flygon's wings are kind of diamond shaped, I guess, is how you could describe it. Whoops, I got some paint on my arm. There we go, I wiped it off. There's the top part, and then the bottom part will come down like this. And then it cuts in really sharply toward the body. I redrew this composition several times trying to figure out how to fit the wings like entirely within the frame of the painting, and then eventually I realized they're just going to have to go outside the edge of the painting. There's no way to fit these wings in. They are way too big. And that's fine. I kind of like it feeling like Flygon is too big for the canvas. That's kind of a fun look. There we are. Okay, now we've done everything except for the pale green. Blade says, I'm shocked this game was advertised as a game, you know? Yeah, I agree. It's so bizarre. She's really sweet to people when I bring them over. If anyone knocks on the door, she growls and hides under my beds. But other cats, it's on sight. Do you know anything about, like, her history before you adopted her? Like, does she have, like, any experience with other cats? Axonior says, really love your art style. Why, thank you so much. Welcome to the chat. I appreciate it. Let me see. At least it's on site if she's already used to an area being hers. I want to believe she'd be more nice to a kitten. Maybe someday. Boulder says, hey Katie, check out the description of the official Pokemon Twitter account. I saw that! It's the foo ting 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 ting. Mecca, thank you so much for cheering 200 bits. Oh, that's not the sound I thought it would do, says Mecca. Were you trying to make it do the ice beam sound? Thank you very much. Ooh. Toby says, I know a fair amount about her history. Because it could be one of two ways, right? Like in my mind anyways, it could be that she has no experience with other cats, and so she freaks out when she sees them. Or it could be that she has negative experience with other cats, so she goes into defense mode. Because like my cat is really poorly socialized with other cats because she just didn't grow up with them. She just wasn't around them. So it took her a long time to get used to living with other cats. But it's not like she had any like bad experiences. She just didn't know what they were. Oh, I should do Flygon's mouth too. As long as we're here. Flygon has cute little like pointy white teeth, so I gotta leave room for that. Yeah, there we go. Toby says she was adopted as a kitten with one of her sisters by a family with kids, and she and her sister were given to a shelter due to the kids developing allergies. Likely also due to not dealing nicely with the cats, because she had the adult-only home tag on her. Ah, I see. She was in the shelter for 3 months total. Her sister got adopted separately. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder why she has such a negative reaction then. Maybe it just makes her happy. Maybe this is her hobby. Keeping other cats in their place is her hobby. It's important to have pastimes, even for a cat. Okay, I'm gonna give a little bit longer for that last layer to dry, and then I'm gonna start doing the pale green. Just erasing little bits of pencil that don't need to be here no more. Get out of here, pencil. Yeah, looks good. And I'll start with probably the tail, because that's like the driest section. Toby says, she's been aggro to female and male cats that roommates have had, but she's more aggro with the current boy cats. Maybe she just is like, I don't know what that is. Kill it. The fact the shelter adopted her and her sister out separately may be a sign that this is just how she is. Yeah, it could very well be. Oh, let me adjust my camera lighting a little. As the sun goes down, it's getting kind of weird. That looks a bit better. My camera just doesn't want to play nicely today. Well, that's fine. It looks okay. We will live with it. My cat's love language is biting really hard. Oh, aren't you lucky? Cats are so funny. Oh, weird little guys they are. Okay, so actually I'm going to clean up the palette really quick because it's super messy. And pretty soon I'm going to start doing some fancy color mixing because I have a vision for how I want this background to look, so I want a nice clean palette for what comes next. I'm just gonna use this big brush, get some water in it, and use it to sponge up all the paint residue that I left on here. There we go. Clean this up, and last but not least, this area. Okay, and now I'll use paper towel and just wipe it up. There we go, that's an improvement. So I'm going to need some of this, like, oh no, I already have this, never mind. I already have this crazy bright green. I need more of this is what I need. My, like, gem tone blue. There we are. Bright green and bright blue. And then I'm going to need some powerful yellow. I'm gonna use my new gamboge, maybe? No, new gamboge is too warm. I want like a cold yellow, like a greeny yellow. Let me look at my cadmium yellow. That is dried out and no longer usable. Okay, we're not gonna be using cadmium. We're gonna be using cadmium lemon, apparently. That's what this one's called. Oh yeah, that's a great yellow. Okay. I'll get a little bit of new gamboge just in case I need it. There we are. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of my classic ultramarine. There we are. Okay, I think that's everything I should need for now. Let me catch up on the chat. Toby says, when I play kitten sounds on my phone, she's always interested. I think she'd be more gentle with a kitten. I hope that's true, because I feel bad she doesn't have a little buddy. Yeah, they often do better with kittens, especially if you introduce them slowly. Someday when I move somewhere bigger, I can see if someone will let me foster a kitten and see if she does have less violence toward them. It would suck to adopt a kitten fully and then have to take it back like, hey, sorry, my cat is a hater. It doesn't happen too often, especially if you get like a young kitten. You just want to be careful that you don't get a kitten that's like almost full grown, because that'll probably trigger her defensiveness. Mecha says, top 3 desert Pokemon I would like to be. Okay, let me just look up desert Pokemon so I can have a full list in front of me. This is important. This is very critical. Okay. There's Sandshrew, Trapinch family, the Cacnea family, Hippopotas, Sandile, Drapion, Sigilyph, LGM. Ooh, I want to be a Heliolisk. Heliolisk is my number 1, because then I could open up my big beautiful frill and be so warm in the sun. And it has like hands, so it wouldn't be hard to hold things. Yeah, I'm gonna say Heliolisk is my number 1. Sandshrew, maybe number 2. I feel like it would be really fun to be able to roll up in a ball like that and just kind of like zip around. Can I say Orthworm for number 3? Just because I want to know what it feels like to be a big worm. This is such a silly Pokemon. Orthworm looks like a Mario character to me. Boulder says, to get a cold yellow, add some blue to it. It's fine. Green doesn't exist. When life gives you cadmium lemon, make cadmium lemonade and then die. Vanillish, Alchemy, and Swirlix. Wait, that's dessert Pokemon. Orthworm is based. Oh, to be a big worm. I just love Orthworm's silly little arms. It's so easy to forget that he has such fun, silly little arms, but there they are. Yeah, this is a great Pokemon. Big fan of this. Chat, would we still love Katie if she was an Orthworm? Yes, I love worms by default, says Toby. Thank you, thank you. And you'd put like nice soils in my enclosure and whatnot, I imagine. I'm projecting this onto you, but I assume that you would. Okay. Let's get Flygon painted. So Flygon is a pale minty green. That's all good and fine. So I'm gonna start with a little bit of like sky blue. That with a really bright green. And I'm gonna test this on the tail, which is kind of the least important area visually. I know on camera this probably just looks like gray. It's still a little bit too intense compared to the dark sections on the body. I need this to be a bit lighter. I'm gonna try adding more water and more blue to it to soften it up. But like the dark areas in the body are also just going to need a touch up, just because. So it doesn't need to look perfect just yet. Yeah, that's a nice shade of green. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna stick with that then. That's good. Just need to add a little more water each time I do a layer to make sure it stays really nice and thin and transparent. There we go. Have you guys ever been to a desert? San Diego is pretty near to a national park, Anza Borrego, which is a desert park, and it's really beautiful out there. Most of the year it's just like empty and silent, but then during the super bloom, the landscape like comes to life. It's very cool. And then of course there's Joshua Tree. That's also somewhat nearby San Diego, and that's magnificent. Joshua Tree is much more of like a living desert if you want to like go see like wildlife and plants and stuff. Anza Borrego is much more like empty visually. Okay, there's the tail, looking pretty cool. Lighten up some of these areas with the paper towel. Yeah, it's looking nice. Okay, I catch up on the chat now. If she keeps drawing Vaporeon, then yes, is laggy. It would be hard to draw Vaporeon if I was a worm. Katie's the only person who I would accept being a worm beyond Delta if she turned into a worm. I have a fear of them. She would be a shiny orthworm. I would, says Toby. I had a roommate once who was considering getting into vermiculture, and it was so cool. Learned a lot about it. When I was in kindergarten, we had a worm box. I don't remember what it was called. What's the word for when you make soil in the box with worms? I can't remember the word right now. Total brain fart. Blade says, basically, if you turn into a worm, chances are I'll respect you, but if you're not Vapor Delta, I will not touch you. That's understandable. One more Daisy thought. She does have some runt of the litter energy. That would explain some of the things. Aggressive defense. I feel weird about touching Orm if I knew it was a person once. Even weirder if it was a person I knew. You know, I'd still try to get it into a nice enclosure, but I'd feel awkward about it. I basically live in one, so yes. That's true, that's true. Does the Grand Canyon area count? Yes, it does. I've been to Uluru in Australia, which is in the desert. Wow, that sounds cool. I've been to some desert stuff in Nevada and southern Utah and Arizona and in Mexico. Dang, you're like the desert king. Flygon is a very Christmas-colored Pokemon, I noticed, is Boulder. I said that earlier. It really is, isn't it? Toby says, I was obsessed with Australia as a child because of the rescuers down under, and also Steve Irwin. Composting, that's the word. Thank you. Vermiculture, the word you just said. Okay, yeah, that too. But that wasn't the word I was looking for. I was looking for the word composting. When I was in kindergarten, we had a worm, says Boulder. I couldn't remember the word for it. It was like a big plastic tub that we kept worms in. I don't know. Vermiculture. Wormiculture. Something like that. Okay, I'm gonna start filling in the wings while I'm waiting for everything else to dry. Tomorrow I'm getting a Christmas tree. I don't know where I'm gonna go yet. Sometimes in the past we've like driven, there's an area like an hour south of us or something where you can like go cut down your own Christmas tree. But they're like not very big, the ones you go cut down yourself. And like if you do want a big one, they have a couple, but they're like really expensive because obviously like you're cutting down a huge tree. So we might just go to like Lowe's or whatever, or like the Boy Scouts. Where do you guys get Christmas trees in your local vicinity? Because a lot of people in my area will just go to like Home Depot or Lowe's or, you know, hardware stores, and then they have the trees out in the parking lot. And I assume that's probably the case for like most Americans, but maybe it varies by state. I don't actually know. And like I said, often Boy Scout troops will set up in like a community center parking lot or something like that, and they will also have trees. But I don't... That was only back when I lived in another city. Here in San Diego, I haven't found a Boy Scout troop yet that does the trees. Kind of interesting to think about something like that, because like I don't know, like in Europe and like England and stuff, like where do they get Christmas trees? Do they also get them from hardware stores? Much to consider. I guess anywhere that has a big parking lot can sell trees. I'll check the chat as soon as I'm done with this layer. Alright, perfect. There's the wingies, looking good. Okay. I see, I getcha, says Toby. Vermiculture, I hardly know her. This is the big desert rock I went to see, says Toby. Whoa. Oh, Ayers Rock, or Iris Rock? I've heard of this. Wow. Oh, and they've got petroglyphs and everything? I love petroglyphs. That rules. Back in high school, and we also went to the Hobbit set in New Zealand. Truly a fun time, says Pseudoscape. Hi, Pseudoscape! Growing up, there was one specific Christmas tree farm I went to every year. We keep a small little Christmas tree up all year because my sister is super lazy about putting it away. Oh, that's cute, Boulder. I have no live Christmas trees. Haven't ever. We normally just get a couple of faux trees. We don't need much maintenance. Truly a fun time. That would be a good username. My parents don't do a tree currently because their cat is a menace. I have a faux tree I have not yet set up. I do have one made of porcelain. Whoa, porcelain? Delta says, I don't celebrate Christmas, so I wouldn't know. Understandable. In England, they get them from the hardware stores. I just have a fake tree. Kiwi says, on my way to a holiday party, so I've officially turned you into a marketable podcast. Yay! Playing through my car speakers. Take that, Rogan. I'm truly the Joe Rogan of painting Flygon. Suda says, how are you doing? I'm doing well. I had a cold last week that I thought I completely kicked, but I'm still sniffling a little bit, but I feel good. I'm all full of beans and stuff. How are you doing? Toby says the Aboriginal name is Uluru, and folks generally prefer that name because it's like, well, they named it first. They should get to have that. Yeah, and that name is cooler than Ayers Rock. Blade says it's a little light up tree. Oh, a statue. Oh, okay. Truly the Joe Rogan of painting Flygon. The cold lives on in me, says Boulder. Wow, thank you for hanging on to that for me. Oh, my nose is so itchy right now. As soon as I started thinking about it, I got itchy. Okay. So next, I'm gonna have to do, like, the body, arms, and legs kind of in all one go. So I'm gonna need more sky blue on my canvas. Pseudo says, doing okay. Freezing right now because it's very cold. Oof. How cold is it where you are? Did I say that right? How cold is it where you are? Yeah, I did. Okay. Oh, this tube of cerulean blue is, like, dead. I need this newer one. Here we go. We've had very cold nights here recently. Like, it gets down to freezing overnight. But then, like, it's super weird. During the day, it'll go up to, like, 70. So, like, at night, I'm, like, piled under the blankets, like, freezing my buns off. And then during the day, it's, like, t-shirt and jeans weather. Ooh, 57 is cold enough for me. I have a very bad cold tolerance. I do not like the cold. It does feel good to get into bed when it's really cold out and get under all the blankets and have like a heating pad or something like that. That feels great, but I don't like trying to do work and stuff when it's cold. It really like sucks the energy out of me. Okay. Time to start working on Flygon's body. God, can you guys hear that? There's an angry dog outside. That was crazy. There's a couple dogs in our neighborhood who just cannot stand each other, and they go on walks and they see another dog and just lose their minds. I think that's what I just heard. My neighborhood is such a weird mix of like those little white yappy dogs that everyone seems to have in California. Like really aggressive little white yappy dogs, and then like big purebred like well-behaved working dogs. It's very strange. There's no like medium-sized dogs in this neighborhood. Okay, gotta leave room for Flygon's claws. They're kind of curled down. He's like flexing a little, like, yeah, check out these guns. And then he has a very like round, kind of bowling ball shaped tongue. I gotta get this arm too. Same thing with this arm, gotta leave space for his claws. There we are. Yeah, that looks good. Now for the rest of the body. We're almost done with the flat colors. As soon as I finish this. Clay and I had a real galaxy brain moment the other night. I don't remember if I told you guys about this. I don't think that I did. We've been playing a lot of like console games like on the TV recently. We have like the TV set up downstairs in the living room. But the problem is like sometimes I want to play a console game at the same time that Clay does, and it's like we're usually like really good about taking turns and stuff, but the other night, like both at like the same time, we had the idea to just bring another TV downstairs because Clay has a little TV up in his room and just set the two TVs up right next to each other and then just play games at the same time. And it just looks so stupid because we had to like put his TV on like this piece of furniture that's like by the front door that we're trying to get rid of. It just looks really dumb. So I'm playing on this like very nice like big modern smart TV, and he's playing on this dinky little TV on like an old piece of furniture. But you know what? If it looks stupid but it works, it's not stupid. There we go. Okay, flat colors is done. Let me catch up here. Vapazazora, bad cold and heat tolerance, and electric tolerance. My weakness is getting shocked with electric shocks. Toby says, oh, just checked. It's about 28F out for me right now. Yikes, that's cold. Thinking about going out for takeout, but maybe not. Maybe I should have a responsible man's macaroni, an RMM. One of Daisy's comrades and animals that need anger management. Last night it was 2 Fahrenheit in my area. Whoa. How do you stay warm in that kind of weather? The little white yappy dogs. I got to tell my coworkers about how one of those once made me had to get a rabies shot when I was in the office. Oh my god, did it bite you? Suda says, I wish I could visit San Diego again. I hope you can someday. Jeezy Creasy, how you win? I should play more Switch Roller Coaster Tycoon. I hooked my GameCube up again recently, using my Game Boy Advance player to replay Pokemon Fire Red. Oh, that's awesome! Like on the TV, they need to invent two-sided monitors for couples. So true, Vesty. Now I want more of my console games back, but I need the consoles first. Yeah, like it came up because like I guess it just occurred to me very suddenly that like it's kind of strange that you never like I've never seen before couple or like a family or anything set up two TVs next to each other. I've just like never seen that. I guess like back in the day of like LAN parties and stuff, but like I don't know, it's just not something you see. Have I not told the story of how I had to get vaccinated for rabies in 2017? I don't remember. Of course, on my TV uses Boulder, lots of blankets and a bit of central heating. Yeah, I guess having the heating and insulation is a major factor. Because that's a big part of the issue is like in Southern California, the infrastructure is really not set up to deal with extreme temperatures. So it just kind of comes right through the walls. Like the houses here, if anything, they tend to be designed to stay cold inside. So, because heat is more often the issue. Okay, I'm gonna darken up the dark green markings on its body now that I have the comparison point that I'm working with of the pale green on the body. You guys think we're gonna get that Switch 2 announcement soon? I keep seeing rumbles about it. At this point, I'm thinking Legend Zaw is going to be on the Switch 2. Probably have backwards compatibility, but... Okay, there's the tail, looking good. Lighten up the edges to show where the light is hitting it. Looks good. I literally have two monitors set up right next to one another, which is set up right next to my TV. The triple screen triptych. Toby says, walking in my car from SPX, a little white yappy dog bit me. I was so shocked. Oh yeah, I remember this. You just like didn't know how to respond. Didn't think the skin was broken, then it was. Then I had to get rabies shots. I do remember this story now. It's such a bizarre thing to happen. Stumble says, I'm glad I got a GBA player. I have two GBAs, but they're both kind of broken. Hi, Mar. How are you? Suda says, God, I love how you do this watercolor piece. I can't fathom doing this myself, and I'm witnessing you do this. Why, thank you so much. You know, it just, it's like anything else. You just kind of get used to it after a while. It's, like, really hard at first, and then eventually it's like, well, I guess this is just what I'm doing. I don't know why the music just got so quiet. Oh, there we go. That was extremely powerful, says Toby. Well, just there's no Switch 2. There is no Silk Song. There's no Last Airbender movie in Ba Sing Se. You dab the paper to make it brighter? Toby says, yeah, it's like erasing a little of the watercolor. Yeah, exactly. Because the way watercolor works is it's transparent, and so the brightness of it comes from the white of the paper shining through the pigment. So if you want an area to be lighter while it's still wet, you just grab some paper towel and soak up some of the paint, and then you see more of the white paper beneath it. Little gamer hack there. You don't have to layer it with a lighter color? I didn't even think about that. If I try to put a lighter color over, it'll make it darker. It's counterintuitive, but that's how it is. The sad thing is I got a Model 2 Switch in 2019. And now the Switch 2 is a thing. Oh, Toby says, good. I was certain I'd communicated it. It's one of the stock Toby stories. I do remember it now. Yes, I do. Watercolor is pretty difficult to lighten by layering. The brightest color is always the paper. Yeah, exactly. Because it's transparent, it's like the more you add, the darker it gets, even if it's a lighter color. I don't really understand the need for a Switch 2, says Stumbles. I mean, the only thing that I could really feel like truly justifies it is just the performance issues on the Switch. It really struggles with a lot of games. It could just use a little more power as a system. I think that's pretty much the whole thing. And then, of course, there's just, like, financial reasons, too. It's, like, to their benefit to put out a new game system, so... But that's not, like, a good, you know... Not necessarily a good reason, just a gaming industry reason. There's his little mouth. Sudo says, I tried Watercolor a little while back, but it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. It was an interesting experience, though. All this is rather new to me, I fear, but I'm learning here as I go. That's understandable. Watercolor is, a weird medium. It definitely has its own ideas of what it wants to do, and it'll just do them. You have to let it take the reins a little bit. Not a great medium if you're a control freak. Or like if you're very used to digital art too, I think watercolor can be challenging because you can't, you know, erase or undo any of it. You're kind of just stuck with whatever you put on the paper. That can be annoying. It's made it very hard for me to learn digital art because I feel like when I do digital art, I have too many options. And I want my options to be restricted a little bit. I get like decision paralysis with digital art. Traditional is very like straightforward. It's just like one step at a time, and then you deal with whatever you've done. And you know, it's like being on a forest path, and there's like forks in the road, but you're always picking between one or two options. Digital is like you're standing at a crossroads with thousands of paths going in any given direction. I find it very overwhelming. I don't want that many options, honestly. Good. Starting to come together. If and when the Switch 2 gets released, I might as well sell my Switch. Yeah, that makes sense. Just kind of trade it in. This reminded me, I haven't posted this painting at everyone's birthday publicly yet. Ooh, let's see. Whoa. Hot spring. Oh my gosh, it's so tiny. The thumbtacks. I didn't realize the scale of it. That's amazing. What type of like paper is that you worked on? It's so tiny. This version of Requiem of the Spirit is a banger. Yeah, isn't that like a crazy version of that song? Toby says, has colored pencil on top of the watercolor, which lightens some areas a bit, but the latest parts are still paper. This conversation with the music slightly loud over it is funny to me. Oh, sorry, let me turn it down. I trust you on watercolor stuff more than I trust myself on it, Vaporoni. Why, thank you, thank you. Me and watercolor have become one at this point. I have no identity outside of this paint. The paint is me and I am the paint. Okay, what do I want to do next? Oh, the antenna. I meant to darken those too, and I didn't do that. Spent it all on gambling. You know what? That's okay. It's okay. It's fine. I'm gonna shade his little claws next. Grab a very small brush and just mix up like a gray, essentially. Purpley gray. And then each claw will have a little shadow on it. tooth got kind of messed up here, so I'm gonna go in with the white ink pen and fix it. There we go. Got his little fangies back. So cute. Alright. Oh, I'm itchy. Toby says, thank you. It's from a little sample pack of paper I got at the art supply store. Let me check the type. One day she'll learn about audio ducking and how easy it is to set up audio ducking, Katie. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? That'd make you so happy. You've had the practice, so that's fair, says Blade. Man, I love water. Yes, I would, says Boulder. Whoops, made a little mistake there. That's what paper towel is for. There we are, fixed it. And I'll put a little more of the darkness on his little leggy thingies, whatever these are. A little shadow under the arm. Shading on his little slippers. There we are. It's starting to look pretty good. I'm so excited to get to the background though. But I must be patient. Okay. Where in God's hell did I put this sample pack? Oh, it's in the drawer of my art supply storage thing where the paper goes. You know, I feel like I could have told you that. Even though I didn't know that's where you kept it. If you had to ask me where I guessed you'd put it, it would be where it belongs. For some weird reason. Okay, so let's start doing the shading on the greenish bluish parts, or the light greenish bluish parts of its body. It's a mix of super bright green and sky blue. Make a nice pretty color. Add some water to soften it. And there we are. Okay. Where shall I begin? I'm going to begin with the arms. Is catching like the full light. And the tail has some shadow on it. Soften up the edges of the shadow for a nicer effect. There we go. Looks nice. Toby says it's Stonehenge Aqua Cold Press Heavy from one of the tiny 2.5 by 3.75 sample packs they sell for like $1.50. Wow, that's a good deal. Hello, Macaroon Raccoon. Long time no see. How have you been? Toby says, Vap, me putting things where they belong is beyond rare. This is a shock to me. Adderall really does work. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you found it. I guess I just think of you as like a very like responsible type. So I just assumed like, yep, that's gonna be exactly where it goes. Where else would it be? But responsibility and organization are not one and the same, so. Disliker my whole life, but I think I'm learning to love green. I think it's finally happening for me. Maybe I just wasn't very good at using it, and that's why I didn't like it, but I'm learning. I have like this distinct memory of when I was like really early to art and painting and stuff. I was probably like 19 years old, maybe younger. And I messed up a watercolor piece that had a bunch of like green and grass and stuff in it, and I had to completely start over, and it made me so mad. And maybe that's where my distrust of green came from. In the second attempt, I was like, fine, I'm just not even gonna draw any green grass. Forget it. So it's nice to remember they exist and go somewhere beside my desk. Thank you, I do my best. Makes sense. I feel like I usually put things where they go, but then I forget that they're there. Like if I have something in a drawer, it doesn't usually help very much if it's not like a clear drawer. Do you know what I mean? If it's just like closed up somewhere, like it's gone. So like my art shelves, essentially, like what I use for my like everyday materials, like my brushes, my paints, my paper, like tape, rulers, all that stuff. It's just like open shelving units that I can see at all times. On his claws to be a little more visible. Okay, that looks a little better. Same thing for the other side. Says, now that you like green, you can celebrate St. Patrick's Day and have Fappy dyed green. I've heard the human eye sees more shades of green than any other color. I don't know if that's true, but it makes sense. It's hard to paint with if that's the case. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That our eyes would be like adapted to see in natural environments, so greens and browns. I feel you for real, says Toby. My art supply shelves are technically opaque, but they're open enough that it's a lot easier on my no object permanence brain to remember they exist. used to be in a big opaque plastic storage box, and let me tell you, those were forgotten. Yup, I understand. Yeah, no, I'm looking over at my shelves right now, and like everything has to be visible. It is the only way for me. Okay, I want to work on his eye a little bit. Well, yeah, I'll work on the eye. So what's important about Flygon is that the eyes are transparent. So you should be able to see like the shape of its head through the eye, essentially. At least a little bit. Yeah, like that. So you can see that like the edge of its head comes up back here. There we go. And then I want to kind of distinguish each part of its tail a little bit. So I'm going to use my super tiny thin brush to get the little lines in there. There we are, that looks good. And the edges of his mouth could use a little work. Nice. And then pretty soon I'm going to do the actual like pupil of his eye. Oh, I should give him his little nostrils. My boy can't breathe. Don't worry, bud. You're gonna breathe in just a minute. There we go. Isn't that better? And then I want to give his head horns some shading as well. Mix up some blue-green here. That's way too blue. There we go. So one of these is like behind the other. Like that. Soften everything up with the paper towel. There we go. Toby says, also, on the subject of art supplies, the colored pencils I used on top of that painting are Holbein colored pencils. I'm mad at how well they worked because those are expensive. Yeah, isn't that just the rub? It's like, well, now I know. I really like these, doomed to spending money on art supplies. I understand. The music keeps getting quieter and quieter and quieter. I think I'm just gonna switch to a different playlist that's hopefully a little louder. There we go. How does the volume sound to you guys now? Sounds better to me. Born to save, doomed to spend. Yeah, oh man. I feel that so much. Shadow behind his teeth a little so you can like see them. There we go, that's better. Nice. Toby is carrying the chat right now. I'm just staring off into the void. That's okay, it's because you're sick. Sometimes this stream is kind of just Toby and I hanging out, you know? That's just the way it is. It's Toby and I's special Friday night hangout. Radio co-host, yeah. That's funny. As an Arches paper user, you know the pain. Oh, I do. Every once in a while, if I'm starting to get irritated with the price of Arches, I'll try using a different brand just to remind myself to stay humble. Don't worry, Boulder. I'm just bored waiting for my water filter jug to finish filtering water so I can macaroni. Hell yeah. That'd be neat, honestly, Toby. What will I do next? I think his thighs actually need a little more emphasis, like, of where the edges are, so I'm gonna just give him a little bit of emphasis, like here, here. Yeah, now you can, like, see a little bit more where they are in space. I'm really trying to move away from line art these days, but I think I can let myself get away with like a little bit of outlining like this. I just really like relied on it for so long, and I'm trying to push myself to try some new techniques lately that aren't really based in line art. There we go. Okay, so now it's like very subtle lines. I think that's fine. Toby says, this reminds me, I gotta get more masking fluid. I went through every single bottle I have while setting up for the painting for Mom, and all of them are unusable and gross. Ugh, masking fluid goes bad so fast. Katie's can have a little bit of outlining as a treat. Exactly. Hello, Ultraman. OMG, my favorite Pokemon. Flygon Poggies! There's so many Flygon enjoyers in the chat tonight. This is great. Everyone's got good taste. Masking fluid's such a burden because it's so helpful but so finicky. It do be Flygon Friday, Ultraman. So true. It's Fly Day. Okay, so let's get a good look at Flygon's eyes. It has very cute little, like, anime dragon eyes. They're very charming. Okay, I'm gonna mix black with red to get sort of a dark purpley maroon color. I think that'll look good behind the little like lens of his goggles. So the eye has like a nice soft curve like that. And then the bottom part of the eye comes down in sort of an almond shape almost. Like that. And then he kind of just has like a large dark pupil with a white center. Yeah, that's about how it is. Soften it up a little bit. You know what, actually I think I want to give him like a bigger, darker pupil. I think that would look cuter. Yeah, that's cuter. There we go. Riley's here. Hello, Riley, how are you? Welcome to the Flygon chat. All Flygon, all the time. Happy Friday. Putting a little bit of an outline on the antenna. Or horns, I don't know what you want to call this. His doodle bobbers, of course. There we are. Yeah, he's looking good. Coming together. What do I want to do next here? I feel like the eye needs a little something, and I don't know what. Maybe just like a bit of like color splashes to kind of draw more attention to it. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay. I'm doing good, says Riley. Good, glad to hear it. Toby says, Daisy's staring out through the gap under my door at another cat zen. Standoff. Hi, Trikami. I know, crazy, but I exist. Yes, you do. Welcome to existing, my friend. How have you been? Happy Friday, or whatever day it is, wherever you are. It might be Saturday for you. Zen left and is now rolling around the living room floor, flourishing unbothered in his lane. He knows Daisy can't get out. He just had to check to make sure she was still in there. Okay, gonna lighten up the edges of each claw. Looking good. So fresh, so fly, so gone. And then gonna work a little bit on like the highlights on his goggles. There we go. Now they look all nice and shiny, as they should. Trikami says Saturday the 14th of December, 2:30 a.m. Central European Time. My goodness, you're up late. Need to make sure she's contained, says Toby. Like an SCP article in here, the way we're securing, containing, and protecting this cat. It's even funnier that her name is like Daisy, like the cutest, sweetest little name. And it's like, we have to keep Daisy from getting out. God only knows what will happen if Daisy escapes. It's really funny. She's a menace. We can't find out what'll happen if she gets out. We can't afford it. Put like a little bit of a shine on some parts of Flygon. So I imagine he's got like shiny dragon scales. He's probably like a very slick, scaly critter from living out in the desert. There we go. Give him just a little bit of a shine. This is a cool song. What is this? I'll have to check this out. One minute, I gotta go see what this is in my playlist. Oh, it's from Legends Arceus. It's the lake cavern. I forgot about this. Wow. So he says, I need to find the doodle of one of my webcomic chat buds drove her with the nuclear codes. That's what it feels like. Oh my god, I love Daisy so bad. She's such a menace. Okay. I'm ready to start working on the background. Miracle, Daisy's left the door to lie on her heating pad. Oh, is she a heating pad lover too? Clay's cat is like that. Okay, so here's my vision. Here's my vision. I want to have a core, like a central core here that's going to be like Baja Blast blue, transitioning into green, transitioning into like night sky, but like down here. And then all around it, I want it to be like billowing clouds of yellow sand going down into like warm orange sand. I think this is gonna be so cool. I think it's gonna be so based. So step one is that I need to mix up these colors in advance, so I'm not trying to mix them on the fly, because this is kind of a tall order, one might say. So step one is going to be making my Baja Blast. That is a mix of my 2 gem tone paints. So I'll start out with the blue, and then I'm going to add green to it. Oh man, I got a big glob of it stuck to my paintbrush. Get off of there, man. Come on, let me live. You know what, that's fine. I'll live with it. That's fine. We're just gonna have a glob. Okay, and then I'm adding a little bit of green, because it goes a really long way. Oh, yeah, that was pretty much too much immediately. Okay, well, that's, you know what, that's fine. Whatever, we'll live with it. Okay, so there's that. And then I need yellow. I'm gonna use this cadmium lemon we were talking about earlier to make just like a really pure, intense yellow. With just a touch of the new gamboge to soften it. But not much, we don't want much. And then I'm going to grab some of my tan over here. This will be used to moderate the yellow. Okay, and then I'm gonna make annoying noises by sucking on my teeth. Okay, I'm gonna make a purple. Everyone just chill out while I make a purple. Yep, that's a good purple. Okay, got that. Some of it should just be a nice blue. Got it, got it, got it. And then last but not least, I could use some orange. I'm just gonna mix that in the corner over here. Okay, I think I am ready. I think it is time to begin. Let me just catch up on the chat here. I take so many photos of her lying silly on it. Boulder says, what? We can't hear you because the music is too loud and you have no audio ducking. Oh yeah, says Blade, and I lost what I was thinking about. Snap into a Slim Jim. Everyone stay calm, there's purple. No, not purple. Are we losing it, guys? Losing it on a Friday of all days? Whatever it is, we've got to get it back. You sure this music is from Desert Music? No, I switched to Cave Music because the Desert Music was almost done. This is the Cave Dweller concert from Donkey Kong Country. We're caving it. Okay. I think I'm going to start with the center part, the non-cloudy area behind Flygon, and then I will do the clouds after. I think that's the schmoove. So, we begin. Okay, I'm a little nervous. It's scary when you have like a weird vision and you're like, okay, well, I hope my vision is not nonsense. But you know what, even if it is, that's fine. What's important is having fun. Okay, I'm starting with pure gem tone turquoise, or whatever you want to call this. And then I'm going to grab my Baja Blast and let it mingle openly and freely with the blue. Add in some of that like crazy green. Get right up to the edge of Flygon without messing him up. Okay. And then I want more of this crazy green kind of coming down like this. And a little bit more here. However, in this area, I want it to start mingling with yellow. So I'm just gonna do green. And then rinse off my brush and immediately grab some of this crazy yellow I've been working with. I've owned this tube of lemon cadmium for so long, and like, I can't think of when I've ever used this color before. It's just such a intense, like, rude yellow. I just never really want to, but for a desert scene, I think it's good. I think it's appropriate. Okay, so we have the yellow. And then the yellow, I want to begin to transition into that nice purple that we mixed up. So I'm gonna grab it like this. Needs a little more blue to it. It's a little too purple. It's gonna come down in this sort of organic shape here. That. And then last but not least, I'm going to bring it up and let it touch the yellow and mix according to its whims. Go crazy, paint. It's your party now. Crazy, but kind of cool. Okay, let me get you on the chat here. I must not have heard you say that. I don't think I did say that, Blade. I want Katie to do her best Macho Man impression. Oh yeah! Alright, I'm back. Did I miss anything, says Riley? No, I don't think so. Something, something, Baja Blast. Baja, there's no need to feel blast. Baja, get to Taco Bell fast. New jingle for him, hire me Taco Bell. Baja, go to the toilet, have the blast. How do you do watercolors without losing your mind, says Saf Surreal. I think I just lose my mind. I don't think I do a good job avoiding losing my mind. That's my answer. You don't? Why else would Pat be streaming? God. Yeah, it makes you weird, for sure. Watercolor is a weird medium. Money, she'll die trying to monetize herself. I'll die as I lived, fully monetized. Ooh, funky beat, funky beat. What is this? Oh, Yoshi's Woolly World. Amazing Post Pounding is the name of this song. That's an interesting name. By the way, if anyone ordered anything in the shop, Clay brought it to the post office a couple hours ago, so everything has officially been shipped and is on its way. So it should be there soon, soon, soon. Amazing Post Pounding, says Toby. That's what this song is called. Boy, 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 says Boulder. Boy, 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 boy. Well, I don't have much I can do right now except for just kind of wait for this layer to dry, so I can't have heard that right, says Toby. Yeah, it's Amazing Post Pounding. Saf says, I tried watercolors a few times. It always worked, but in the end I had such a miserable time I don't want to do it again. That's understandable. It's pretty pesky. Here's the link, Toby, to prove that amazing post pounding is real. Amazing post pounding these nuts. Water is so unruly, says Saf. Yeah, it has its own notions of what it wants to do, and by God, it'll do them. Touch fuzzy, get dizzy, says Blade. What a world we live in. Yeah, it really is. What time is it? Oh, 5:43. Gosh, okay. Well, I'm getting close to finishing this. I got farther than I thought I would. I think I'll be able to finish it tonight, probably. Oh, my insurance sent me an email saying that I received a secure message about my, healthcare. And then I clicked on the link, and the URL isn't valid. What are you doing, Blue Shield? You're embarrassing me. I live in a world society. Yeehaw. Do we have to live in a world? Ruh-roh. Spam, says Riley. That's so weird, because it is from my insurance company. These dummies. I'll just go log in from the actual login. It's probably just a message saying, "We are your health insurance. Don't forget to pay your bill or we'll kill you." I get this from my bank all the time. "You have an important message, please log in." And I log in and they're like, "We're your bank, don't forget." Beth, you might want to change your passwords, says Toby. Yeah, you got me there. Well, perhaps I will. Oh, I know this song. What is this from? Kirby's Epic Yarn. Yes, I love this game. This is such a good game. Oh, it was just a message saying that my plan renews soon. Which, like, yeah, I know. Thank you. Very helpful. Zen is now digging into the fridge with his big old paws. That's awesome. I'm happy for him. How dry is this? Not quite dry yet. Okay. So many cat toys and urgatory. I like the word urgatory. I think you just typoed, but I like it. I think we should keep it. Urgatory. I think I need to do a little more shading on his, I don't know what to call them, his paws. Like the palm of the paw should definitely be in shadow. Because he's kind of curled his hands over. There we go, that's better. Yeah, nice. Purgatory. Purgatory. Argato story. Purgatory. Puss in Boots the Last Wish. Amen. God bless us, everyone. This is going to be a very interesting painting to try and make into a print, because it's going to have so many colors in it. I wonder how my printer will handle it. So far I've been pretty happy with my printer's performance of most colors, but sometimes it struggles a little. I have a set of watercolor brush pens. They're so weird. I have never tried to use those before. I know some people swear by them. I'm a little intimidated by them. Good music here, says Blade. I love this music. This is so freaking pretty, says Sin Linux. Why, thank you so much. I'm pretty stoked about it. I'm really liking the like rainbow gradient back here. It wasn't like really what I was planning, but it's kind of cool. Are you trying to make it print fake colors like green? Yeah, I'm trying to prank my printer by making it do things that don't exist. You can do some really cool pen-like strokes with them, but they're really confusing and frustrating. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like it would be a learning curve for me because I'm so used to using brushes. I would try to use it exactly like a brush, and it's really its own thing. My friend finally got around to hanging the Dedenne painting I had you sent him. Ooh, let's take a look. Aww, it's so cute. The frame even matches the colors. That's adorable. Oh my gosh. That looks so cute there. Yay! Thanks for showing me. Toby says, are they the ones that come preloaded with colored ink in them, or are they empty ones you put water in? Why is it that the simpler Zelda songs are what I remember, not the bombastic boss themes or the themes that repeat like Hyrule Field? I think it's because sometimes you spend a lot of time in areas like this, and you're like not doing that much, you're just kind of chilling, so you're like taking in the music, versus like you're always doing something in Hyrule Field, so you're not thinking about it, you're like busy trying not to die. I think they work better for adding cool highlights or unique shading at the end. Yeah, that makes sense. I use the water ones myself a lot of the times, says Toby. How long ago did you paint the Dedenne anyways? It had the date on it. I want to say that was a 2014 or a 2015 one. I'm trying to like zoom in on the thing you sent me to see if it's legible at this this distance, but I don't think it is. It's a fairly old one though. It's one of the ones I got out of storage recently. I guess that's fair. Yeah, as displayed. There's a cat standoff happening through the door again. They love to keep you on their toes, don't they? Okay, I think this is dry enough to start working on the next layer that I wanted to do, but now I'm not really sure. Oh, what do I want to do here? Okay, I know I need to start with yellow sandy clouds coming down. That'll be very cool. But do I want them? I think I want to have them transition into like orange at the bottom, like a pink and orange. I think that'll feel very deserty, like light yellow and then like the dark orange of like sand dunes. Yeah, I think that'll be poggers. Let's do that. Pseudoscape says, okay, I'll be lurking because I'm going to be doing some stuff. Hope I can see you. I hope I can see this again before you end stream. Sounds good. I will do my best to wrap it up. I'm getting very close to being done with this, so. Zen ran away again. He's learning the dynamic. Yeah. He's learning so much. Okay, so let's start by mixing the colors. I want that super intense yellow again. And then here's the difficulty. My orange is like packed in there with the other colors, so I'm gonna do a new puddle of orange like over here so that I have a completely untouched section of orange. I think that's the way to do it. Otherwise everything is just trampling on everything else. Okay, so we got some orange. I'm gonna add a little bit of like red to it and a little bit of purple. Oh yeah, that's a cool color. And then I'm going to make more purple. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, now we're cooking. Okay. Much to consider. Let us simply begin. Sand dunes D's nut coughs up a lung and dies. Ah, he's got the mouse consumption. That's consumption for mice. I forgot to wash both my pasta pots. Gotta wash them now to have macaroni. Or you could just have really dirty macaroni. No, you shouldn't do that. You should wash them. Don't listen to me. Definitely wash those things. Okay, mixing a little yellow with a little tan. And I'm just gonna start blocking it in here. Okay, so there's the yellow, and then I'm gonna put some of it here, but I want it to start switching over to orange really quick. So this is just kind of the beginner part. I'll do the same thing on this side. Grab our beautiful and reliable orange. Quiet for a couple minutes just so I can like focus my way through this process. This is hard. painting has really gone in a different direction than I originally thought it would, but it does kind of rule, so I'm going with it. One of these days I'll be able to look at the chat again. Someday. Stretch of this wash. Just the middle section left. There. Last little bit. Phew, okay, made it over. Goodness. That was a challenging little coat of paint. It's like the longest uninterrupted silence that there's ever been on this stream. Whew. Just gonna put in a little bit of that darker texture going up into various areas to just give some like visual interest. Alrighty. Phew. Okay, let's catch up on the chat. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Okay, where were we? It's a little dusty, but it's a fast wash at least. I promise it's not Crazy Bus. He's lying, it's Crazy Bus. He's lying, I'm the one in your air vent. It's Hazy Mazy KV from KV Dungeon. Crazy KV. Okay. Get out of my apartment, says Boulder. Luigi's Mansion sounding music. Daisy's using the cardboard scratchers out here, so rude to Zen. He has a carpet scratching problem. I don't think he uses the cardboard ones. She's creeping about, sniffing everything. Banjo-Kazooie music, yay! Is it Banjo or Donkey Kong? Let me check. According to this, we listened to... First, it was Staff Cavern from Star Fox Adventures, then Cave Dungeon from Super Mario 64, then Dungeon from Fantasy Life, then Angry Aztec Caves from Donkey Kong Country 64, and now we are on Cave from Pikmin 4. Sounds like Angry Aztec, says Blade Vap. I would know. Wait, is this Mahayam Temple? It's the indoor section at Gobi's Valley. Maybe I forgot. I underestimated the sheer volume of this soup pot. I gotta heat more water to go in there. Okay, my stove takes a while to heat up, so I usually heat water in my electric kettle first. Oh, that makes sense. I need to play Tui again and refresh myself on the music. You're dead to me, Nightbot. You don't post the rules anymore. That Gradients is looking so pretty. It looks so worth it, though, says Blade. Thank you. Yeah, it's looking pretty sick. I do like this quite a bit. It's very, like, visually interesting. It's starting to come together. So I'm gonna leave. I know I'm not doing anything to change this, like, middle section here, so I can, go ahead and do what I wanted to do with that, which is put some stars to show it's kind of like the night sky back here. Thank you for following. Forgot I had this fancy little peach soda from the international market in the fridge. Tasty pairing with macaroni. That sounds delicious. Thank you to Freya Mori for following. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The sky, and then what will I do next? The thinking. This is so colorful, says Nick's Med Science. Yeah, I really popped off with the colors. I didn't really plan for it to be this colorful, but you know, sometimes it just feels right in the moment. You know, you gotta follow your heart. Put a little bit of like line art kind of outlining the edge of the clouds, just to give it a little more distinction. I feel like color has always been my like main motivator when it comes to making art. It like excites me more than any other part of the process. There's just like so many possibilities with color. Says Nick's Mad Science. Thank you. Toby, I'm gonna have to make macaroni now too. Wow, it's a wild message, Boulder. Yes, 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 macaroni. It's Mac McFriday. It's nice colors. And believe it or not, there's even green in real life. I swear it. Twitch censored that last word and I'm so scared. He said no homo. For some reason Twitch hated it. Did it fully censor the word for you? That's really funny. I think I want to make his eye a little darker, or at least parts of it. Yeah, that looks good. The last 2 words got blocked for being discriminatory. That's an extremely scary message to receive with the last 2 words blocked out. That's really funny. Just like, what did Boulder say? Twitch made that message worse than it really was. Now that we've gotten to this point, I want to go in and adjust Flygon's color palette just a little. Here's what I'm gonna do. I grabbed some of that purpley pink that I was using in the background, and I'm gonna just go over a couple of the red spots on Flygon to make them more matchy. So that way he'll look like he's kind of part of this crazy psychedelic scene. Too for the wings. Here's what I want to do. Grab a little bit of that Baja Blast color and work it into Flygon's palette so that he has a nice match to the background. Yeah, that looks sick. As usual, I have no idea if the camera is even acknowledging any of these colors, but I swear they're really cool. I'm doing a great job, and they're giving me the Nobel Peace Prize for all these colors. That message with the block out is so awful. Twitch, please. Daisy's yelling at me so hard. Girl, what? Mouse and air vents. Or she wants me to stand next to her food bowl. Girl, I'm cooking. That is just like pie. Bossy boots. We only accept full gay here on Twitch. And not even that. Twitch said no to the phrase full gay. Twitch is just a little hater today. Thanks for nothing, Twitch. into the dark green areas on Flygon as well. I think that'll help unify this palette. Just not letting you speak at all. It's so rude. Why is it doing that? Damn, rough. Automon's just like, you know what, just to be safe, we'll just censor everything that Volder says from now on. Just in case it's weird. Who knows? God. It's really something. Just going in here and making some of these clouds a bit more, you know, cloud shaped. This bad boy's just about done. He put Boulder in mouse jail. That got him on it too, huh? Full Gavis censored is not safe for work, not discriminatory, and yet I allowed your messages to Ataris' speech. Oh, thank you. I was wondering why Toby was allowed to say full gay and Boulder wasn't. It's like, damn, that's discriminatory if ever I heard of one. Okay, well, yeah, I think this is about done. I think I'm just gonna wait for this to dry, and that's it, which is good because I'm over time for stream tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out, everybody, and keeping me company while I had struggled my way through this. I hope y'all have a lovely weekend, and I will see you next Wednesday for more fun. More japes and jokes and prizes. There won't be any prizes, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll see y'all later. Thanks for hanging out. I can't do peelies yet because it's still wet. It's like super wet here, so if I try to peel it, it's gonna rip the paper. It has to be like drier. Dead to me, fish. Crazy if I have another one of your one-hit KO watercolors. Why, thank you, thank you. I'm trying to work faster. I just got out of the bath. Oh, that sounds nice. Smell you later. Can have a great weekend, I think. You too, Vab. See ya. Yes, goodbye, everyone. I appreciate your everything. It's you too, Boulder. Don't forget to stay soggy, gamers. Goodbye! off with this painting. I think it looks fucking cool. Flygon!
Fuck yeah.
It's dope, right?
Yeah, this is really cool.
Thanks.
I like the little line work that you did on the clothes. Very nice.
I basically was looking at these two and being like, how can I get both of, or all of these colors on here? I want everything. Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you too.
You doing okay?
Yep. Get your packages all dropped off.
Thank you very much. No. That was very helpful for me.